Hey, big guy. I know we don't do this often, and not by my choice. You're actually a really hard guy to reach. But I know you've read my letters and Instagram DMs, but none of that matters because we're finally here together. Commish is in trouble, though. I'm 0-3, and I fear that if I lose one more game, I'm gonna cede my commissionership to Ken. And my dog pound legacy is sort of in question. But you're just the right guy to help me fix this problem. Yeah, I wanted to draft you for a long time now. I mean, ever since I saw you play Pee Wee when you were 6 years old, I knew you were the guy. You're the guy for my job. And my season's in your hands, Lord Garrett. Please, bless my team.
Welcome back, Dog Pound. This is week 4. I am your host with the most, Big Ken, and this is my co-host.
Yeah, guys, I just want to say I don't like that intro. Let's run it back.
Welcome back, Dog Pound. This is week 4. I'm your host, Big Ken, and joining me as always is my co-host, Commish. How are you doing today, man?
How are we doing, man? I noticed you didn't say host with the most. Is there a creative decision between that?
Always nice to switch it up a bit, you know?
I feel that.
And I feel like we don't have a guest today, so nothing to really be on top about. You know, I always feel like a guest brings the best out of both of us, and
The most.
the most.
I like that.
Really.
Now I'm on board. You know, at first I was a little shaky about it, but I'm on
Just
board now.
start again.
No, this is great.
All right, cool. Commish, our marquee matchup this week is between you and I. How are you feeling about your odds right now? I'm not going 0-4 and losing a month of football.
Oh man, my back's against the wall, but I feel great. I trust my team. I think it's a good team.
All right.
I think it's shown it's a good team. Just been unlucky with the people I'm facing.
Hmm.
Jordan Love is back. I have Jaden Reed. He should be wide receiver 1. Expecting a big game out of Garrett Wilson.
Sure.
Maybe.
Let's hope, right? Let's hope.
Yeah, no, I think I have a good shot of winning. I think Malik Neighbors did amazing in Thursday Night Football. We're recording this Saturday, by the way, so we watched the Giants just lose to the Cowboys. But they were in that game. They just couldn't score. But I'm very happy with my odds. Let me dish it out to you. How do you feel?
I feel great. I got Jamar Chase. I'm hoping that he performs as well as he did last week. I don't know whose matchup is this
Carolina.
week. Oh, okay.
Well, they locked down Devontae Adams in like 8 points, I think.
Devontae is out with a hamstring injury.
That was before the hammy. I think it's more likely Jamar Chase scores closer to his first 2 weeks, which is 8 points, 7 points.
You want a side beer that?
We can get to the side beer section later.
Fair enough.
Perhaps.
You know what? I have to trust in my wide receiver ones. I hope Brandon Ayuk is able to really bounce back. I know that he hasn't had the strongest of starts. If anybody wants to trade me for him, he's out and available.
Mm-hmm.
But B-Rob and Monty have really just been carrying my team this year. They've looked incredibly solid. Jahmyr Gibbs, and Monty have been splitting the backfield. And now with Austin Eckler sadly out,
big day for B-Rob. Yeah,
B-Rob is probably going to cook. I really do feel like most quarterbacks are underperforming, but yikes, 7 points from CJ Stroud is just not what I'm looking for. I'm not what I'm going to need if I'm playing against someone like you that does have a lot of wide receivers with some good upside. You know, they get a lot of targets peppered to them, and I feel like there is some volatility involved with my wide receiver core right now. My flex is shambles.
Yeah. I mean, you got Rashid Shaheed.
Yep.
Presumably you're not starting him unless Olave's out. Perhaps you do.
You know, upside there. Jared Judy had about 7 targets, and then Keenan Allen is also returning from an injury stint.
Tough decision you have.
Yeah, tough decision ahead, but I'm excited nonetheless. I really do feel like there is some opportunity here to send you into, the shadow realm.
Yeah.
And
boys, I don't know if a team's ever gone 0-4 in the dog pound and then has made the playoffs. I'll have to double check that, but statistically, it doesn't look great for me if I'm not winning next week. So.
Rough. we'll see more. Hopefully on Monday we'll be able to get a final answer on all this and
Yeah.
yeah, get a determination on whether Commish's season is still alive and well, or you know,
Into the Shadow Realm,
yeah,
right?
into the Shadow Realm of pallbearers. I'm
And
hiring pallbearers
I
for you.
like the term Shadow Realm because I'd love to talk about our Shadow Realm of the
Oh,
league. And
yeah.
I'm talking about the teams that are the worst. Because last week we
Ooh.
covered the best teams.
Yeah.
I'd love to cover the worst teams right now. And it's only fair if I'm included in this, obviously record alone.
Sure.
But I want to look at the worst of the worst.
Sure.
And I'm using the metric points, 4 points scored. I
Sure.
think that's a good metric. And my top 3 worst, really top 2, including myself, would be Goonie and Mikey,
Yeah.
as well as Riz. So I guess it is 3. I think those 3 teams aren't looking great, and I feel much better than those teams, despite my own 3 record.
I'm gonna throw out a couple names for you regarding Goonies team right now, and you tell me who are you most concerned with from top to bottom.
Sure.
All right.
Sure.
We're gonna go Tyreek Hill.
Concerned.
Okay. Why are you concerned about Tyreek Hill?
So I'm not concerned that Tyreek Hill is going to be unrosterable, unstartable, but I think you're not going to get 20 plus points from Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be like a 8 to 15, which is good, but that's just Garrett Wilson.
Sure.
And if you guys are giving me shit about Garrett Wilson, Tyreek Hill's going to be in the same boat, So
yeah, easy. What about Devin Singletary?
Concerned. He already played, didn't you? Only get like 4 points.
You got
Yeah.
4.8.
Yeah, not great.
Not great. Not what you want out of.
And I mean, when you're playing on a Giants offense, that's not great outside of Malik Neighbors. I mean, your floor is going to be low like that. So not something you can really count on week to week.
And I know the quarterback position has a number of questions this year. I mean, even us having a side conversation with Royce and describing Patrick Mahomes as possibly not being an elite fantasy wide receiver quarterback this year.
I stand by that.
But Jalen Hurts has 2 of his best options out.
Right.
Devontae Smith out in concussion, and ABJ, of course, with a hamstring missing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say I'm concerned with Jalen Hurts. I still think he's probably gonna finish the season as one of the elite quarterbacks. But I mean, he's much more volatile this season than he was last year, and a year prior. So, I mean, you feel good starting Jalen Hurts, but at the same time, you're like, Sam Darnold's free. Yeah. Well, he was free at least.
Well, was
Derek Carr was free. Granted, Derek Carr didn't have a great game, but
yeah.
I mean, you're Goonie. You're riding with Jalen Hurts. You're not changing that.
Yeah, you're not moving him. I'm gonna move on to Mikey now, who obviously coming off a blockbuster trade, taking D Higgins, not looking so great. Took the L. Sorry, Mike, but it's just what it comes with. Returning people from IR and from injury. But if I were to throw out any names for you to be concerned about, one of them being Ramondre Stevenson.
Concerned. Same reason for Devin Singletary. Floor can be really low just because that offense isn't great. And sure, you can get touchdowns like he's had before, but you can also have games where the floor is just non-existent.
Absolutely. Now, he has Sam Laporta, but sadly, again, another injury-stricken player. So he's starting Isaiah Likely.
I'd be concerned for Isaiah Likely. I'd be concerned with every tight end in Baltimore.
Oh, wow.
Because Harbaugh came out and said this could just be coach speak and stuff, but he was saying if you have Mark Andrews, don't count on him to be a reliable fantasy person. Like he said that. I'll put the graphic up because he's just saying it's going to be game plan dependent, and it showed that Mark Andrews was I think only played 30% of the snaps last game.
Rough.
And Isaiah Likely hasn't done anything since week 1 because he's been game scripted out. So yeah, I don't think you can really use any of the Baltimore tight ends.
All right, Commish, let me throw one more name at you. Royce. Now, Kenneth Walker just has come back from a stint, again, of being injured. He has Jerome Ford. He has Travis Kelce, Justin Jefferson, Marv, Carson Steele. Any concerns there?
Like everyone, except for Marv, maybe.
Yeah?
I don't feel good about it.
You feel Carson Steele is a good flex?
I'd prefer wide receiver.
Fair enough. What about Travis Kelce? I mean, obviously a slow start. Do you think he's any?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with tight end. I feel like I'm concerned. I don't think there's a single tight end I look at that I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I mean, like Trey McBride, great, but he's also got bonked brains right now, so he's not even playing. I guess Brock Bowers, but even Brock Bowers, I think, had like a downish week. So I don't really know what's going on with the tight end position. Sure. Kenneth Walker, I don't know the extent of his injury, but I mean, maybe not as concerned. Just kind of depends.
Yeah, we'll see. Zach Charbonnet is also on his bench. So,
right. Ford, I think, is solid too, maybe. Ish.
I'll pull up Ford's numbers really quick. 18, 7, and 10. You played the Giants last.
That's what you're getting though when you drafted Ford, right? You draft Ford past the 10th round, and
He's
that's
reliability.
kind of what you're getting, right?
Yeah,
Like, you're not really
reliable.
expecting him to get 20 points. So
Okay, yeah. I mean, you're banking off of those young wide receivers, Justin Jefferson
Yeah.
and Marv, to really.
yeah, I think JJ and Marv Marv showed he has a ceiling of 30, so it's like
Huge potential.
yeah.
I get that.
So I think Royce is in a better spot than the other 2 teams or 3 teams we talked about, but I mean certainly Royce doesn't seem like a contender to me personally.
Yeah. Well,
at this point at least.
We'll have to wait and see. Of course, this Sunday is going to be a big one for this league. I feel like we're really going to start to get a lot of tiers as far as how certain teams are going to be ranked moving forward. Maybe me and Commish will drop a little bit of a power ranking so that you guys could articulate a bit of why we think that certain teams could be at the top and other teams are heading their way down to the bottom. We'll be back with more Animal Control just right after our sponsors. Hey, Joanna, would you like to go on a date? Hey, Joanna, hands in. What? Nice. I'm so
Hey,
bad
Ken.
at this. Yeah.
Did we run the Tommy Rote squatting squatter ad?
Yeah, last week.
We got to recall that. The FDA is telling me that it's super illegal, all the ingredients inside of it. They also have Tommy in a federal facility. They want us to get him on bail.
We're
Yeah, hold on. Can you guys stop recording?
Can we cut right now? What? What do you mean? Like is he
They told us to go down the road. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know the law.
Is it like Rashi Rice bad? Like, is it like, am I gonna be able to? Dude, are we getting in trouble? Because like I'm looking good for like fantasy this year. Like
Let's go. Let's go downtown. Let's get our boy.
Well, that was not the news that we wanted to hear, but we stand strong with Tommy on this podcast. We are pro Tommy. We want to free Tommy.
Free Tommy.
And more on that later. But now, back to the show.
Commish, I want to get into this next segment where we talk about our side beers. It's one of the favorite things about the league. It's really what brings us to the helm of excitement. Next to just watching football and watching, the sleeper app just explode on your phone. We are, of course, the headlining marquee, and there is a couple of side beers that we have proposed between us three. Of course, our guests at home are more than welcome to join. Starting with the classic head-to-head.
You got to do it.
Got to do the head-to-head. Following that, we're doing a little bit of a QB matchup with CJ Stroud and Jordan Love. Jordan Love coming back. You feeling good about it?
I'm feeling great.
All right, man. I'm excited. Great. Jordan Love is a sick
I think
QB.
that game might be a shootout. Vikings in Green Bay.
Ooh,
so should be good.
Little competition between the division as well.
That's right. Aaron Jones coming back, I think, to Lambeau. Maybe. Oof. So
he said he was going to Lambeau lead if he was out scoring TDs in Lambeau. So exciting. We also have a wide receiving core matchup. How are you feeling about that?
This is my bread and butter. If I lose this, then I'm cooked.
Yep.
This is what I base my whole draft on, is just getting dogs in my receivers. So I feel great about Wilson, Neighbors, and Jaden Reed up against Jamar Chase,
Ayuk, and then possibly a flex
Shaheed, Keenan Allen, Jerry Jeudy. The one thing I'll say about Garrett Wilson is that Patrick Surtain has locked down 3 pretty good wide receivers when they've matched up against. I think DK scored 5 points, George Pickens maybe 6 points, and Mike Evans 4 points.
Yep.
However, G-Dub is insanely talented, and I think he's going to break whatever's been happening and pop off for 25.
I believe it.
You believe it. You believe Garrett Wilson is the guy? We have that on video, boys. You heard it here first.
Garrett?
We'll do a smash cut here.
Garrett? If you win this game for Commish and lose this game for me, I will never forget the New York Jets. I started New York Jets. I started Alan Lazard 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know what he got me?
2.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Then you dropped him. He probably got 35.
And then he immediately got 2 TDs. Right. So that's just what being a Jets fan is probably like, or at least fantasy Jets.
Right.
So that's what you'll get.
So we have 3 beers locked in, and that's great. That's a good number.
Yeah.
But I think we should do a 4th one. I don't think a 4th beer has ever been added, a 4-leg beer parlay in the history of the league, and I'd love to be part of that.
Okay, I'm down. Yeah, what you got?
So you mentioned Patrick Mahomes earlier.
Okay.
And we had side discussions where I don't think Patrick Mahomes is an elite quarterback.
Mhm.
So I want to present to you, do you think Patrick Mahomes will finish as a top 8 quarterback this upcoming week?
Yes, I think you will.
I'm going to say he's not.
All right, let's do it.
Fourth bet locked in?
Let's do it, baby.
All right.
All right, there you go. There you have it, Dog Pound. Animal Control Week 4 right in front of you. 4 beers locked in. I mean, what more do you want? Historic events happen on a weekly basis here if you stick around and you stick to it. Wishing you guys all the best of luck on the upcoming week. We'll see you soon. Thank you, everyone. Please settle down. I do want to get into this press conference. Boys, as you know, Commissioner is staring at an 0-4 season. A month of losing football. And upstairs at Malone's, he bet me that I would be the new commissioner. You may be asking yourself, what does that look like? If you hold the keys of the kingdom, what does it look like? And I'll tell you what that looks like. No 12 teams. We're going back to the 10 team, all right? I don't know why we decided to expand. That was a bad idea. That was the only thing that really ended up being a good thing about all of this. And frankly, I think consolidation is always a strong mark of a good leader. You might be wondering, well, who's out, Ken? Alex, you're out of here, dude. You owe 30 beers. You can't keep hanging around and expecting that year after year after year, we're just going to accept this. No, you're out. And I don't care if you're next to kin to Commish, all right? He's already on the chopping block. This brings me no joy. No, it does. It does. Face, you're out. Obviously, man. I mean, nobody likes you. I don't like you. I mean, you brought Riz, and he's great. And, I need another fat cow to milk next to freaking Jake and Mike. So, Riz, you're good. You're sticking around. But Face, get out of here, man. Kick rocks. And honestly, if you join a Yahoo League or an ESPN bet, good riddance to you. Royce! Could you believe it, bud? You're my right hand. You're my VP, babe. You're my VP. All the way to the top. To the moon on this one, huh? God, they didn't believe us, but now we're here. This is our time. Sonny, Ian, Jake, you guys could all keep your desk jobs. And yeah, I know, you're probably wondering, what's going to happen with Commish? What's happening with that guy? Is he going to be okay? He'll be just fine, all right? Matter of fact, boys, I think he deserves punishment. He made you guys stick around for all of his milkmanships. Degraded you year after year after year. Instilled punny beers, only to big himself up. Is this someone you want to call a leader? That sounds like a dictator to me, boys. I want a golden road, a golden path for the new Dog Pound. So, I'm instating a rule that he doesn't start a QB or a flex for the upcoming season. I think it's just fair. I don't like to waste people's times, and I don't like to waste yours. I think this is all going to work out. Thank you again for your patience. I appreciate it. You are a valued member. Hail Dog Pound.